what you do with Echo Park is you just hold your mouse down and then drag it over stuff. And then if you release your mouse, it goes away. Another way that you can make any pop-up go away is by hitting any key above your spacebar, so any letter key. But another thing you can use that same functionality for is you can bring back a pop-up that you just closed. So if I click something, I can close it, or if I click something that's got a lot of stuff in it, and let's say I'm up here, I don't want to have to keep going back and hitting flirting again to get back up to this right-hand corner of the pop-up. So what you can do is after you close it,
In 12th grade, you're the teacher. Who was your 12th? What high school did you go? What do you do for pop-up? What do you
so it's a lot quicker to be able to get, you can have your pop-ups be really big now and have a lot of stuff in there, and you don't have to worry about having to keep going back.
What high school did you go to? No, what was that? What high school?
Because a lot of you probably won't be as fast and as accurate with the mouse as I am, and I'm not even that good, so. But that's a really useful feature, is the ability to hit that. And of course the space bar is all your ums, and those go inside this folder, so you put ums in there, and then next time you open up your board, when you push your space bar, that's very useful, so that you don't have to. I used to have an actual loader on the stage that you would have to use to hit to push, play some of your ums, but that kind of defeats the purpose, because a lot of times when you're saying an you're looking around for something you want to say. It's not useful if you have to actually click a button on your soundboard to have to say it, so that's why it's on the space bar. The picture is the stop button, so if there's something playing.
Sometimes they go.
Oh yeah, backgrounds. Right here. The pop-up loader for the background section is right here. You can click it and just play something. Just like a regular pop-up. However, if you click any of these 4 gray buttons, the same stuff is all in there. But if I click this button right here and I select something, it'll get loaded into slot 2. This one's slot 3, 4. So you can put together a bunch of sounds in the background. And you can change the volume of all of them. Or you can change the volume of all of them all at once by clicking this thing right here. Blue is all the way down, red is all the way up. This is the stop button. The one thing you'll notice with the background section is it's automatically set to about 40% of the actual volume for the entire board. And that's because the temptation will be to have it be really loud, but the whole point of the background section is so that you can turn it up really loud all of a sudden, and the other person will still be able to hear your character talking. So you don't have to worry about blasting it all of a sudden for effect, because they'll still be able to hear you even with it up like around here. And that's at 40% volume, so just don't worry about making your MP3s quieter or louder. It's already set for that. The one thing you want to worry about, though, I don't really use this feature right here a lot, because a lot of times I'll have specific arrangements of sound, and I don't want to just automatically change them. Now I'll probably make it in the future so that if you turn it up or down, it'll turn them all up and down relative to one another, so they'll be up and down by the same amount. I just wasn't thinking of that when I first made it. So that's the backgrounds. Here's the play button and the stop button. And one thing you'll notice is when you hit the stop button, it doesn't stop the background music. And that's useful for if you want to interrupt what your character is saying, but you don't want to have to stop the sounds on the board.
Sorry. Beautiful.
You'll notice that it stops for a split second, because the only way you can stop sounds on the jack board or any flash thing is using 2 methods. One is called stop all sounds, and the other is you can tell a specific sound to stop. But there are so many different sounds on the board. All I did was when you hit the stop button for the board, it does use stop all sounds, but what it does is it collects information about where these MP3s are at in terms of how where they are relative to the total duration for the MP3, and it saves it temporarily. And then when you hit the picture, it stops it for a second. Well, it stops all the sounds on the board, and then it restarts all of the background music where it was. So you'll notice for a split second it stops. But if you're about to say something really awful without meaning to, it's great to be able to hit the stop button. And the only thing that notices is there's a tiny little hitch in the background stuff, but that's not a big deal. The music, anything you put in here, the volume control for it is here, and it doesn't get interrupted by other stuff. So
Geronimo! Slam! No!
And then this little section right here is what the only thing that remains from this big section I used to have on the jackboard with just sound effects. The one thing you got to be aware of with this though, the siren, the bark, and the crows are on a loop. So if you click the bark a bunch of times, if you don't push the stop over here, you don't push the picture, 45 seconds or 50 seconds later you'll hear the exact same thing that I just did with the bark button. So that's useful. You know, we've used that technique on a bunch of calls where we'll just click the button once or twice and then forget about it, and then every 45 seconds or so you get the bark again. So what I like to do sometimes if I want it more than it is, I'll click it and then wait like 10 seconds and click it again, and then get it on a loop like that so that it's literally barking like every 5, 10, 15 seconds. And then that can be a lot of fun. But I recently just re-added this back to the board again. It was gone for a long time. You used to have to go into the A animal. Yeah, you see how it just repeated the... You used to have to go in here and go like that to hit the bark, but I put this back out on the stage. I just like it like that.
Son of a bitch!
This video has gone a lot longer than I thought, but yeah, so I've got this section, this section, this section. There's the barks that I pushed before. And then this. So the only ones I have left are this, and then I'll get to the business stuff. Alright, so I guess that's a good place to end this video right here.